much his whole fucking character. Like, Barrett got shot in the arm, and his friend died, and that's why he yells at everything. That can be reductive all you like, but 8. I don't know. 8 resonated with me a lot more. It doesn't help that it was the first real game I ever played. Real.
Yeah. See, now do you think it's a better game, or is it just that nostalgia again?
I'll freely say 7's objectively better, but 8 is my preference, and I'd take it over it every time.
What's the story of 8? I don't even know.
It's sort of about time travel too, without getting spoilery.
You're in a school.
Yeah, it's a garden. It's a military academy. I think my favorite part is the whole thing with like witches and knights. Like there's sort of like a witch that a sorceress, and like a sorceress will kind of choose her protector, and she'll try and like take over the world. And then it kind of gets a bit crazy, like towards the end, where they start like going through time. And yeah, but I mean, it's no more crazy than Sephiroth.
You never finished 8, did you?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I like the optimism there.
Yeah, one day. But I mean, yeah, like Sephiroth using his mother to summon a meteor to destroy the planet. No, sorry. He wants to sail the Earth through the universe like a ship. That was, I believe, his end goal there.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing. Okay, I think the boss battles in 8 were much better. Because whatever you said before, you were like, what was it? Sephiroth's better than Ultimecia.
Well, I said what did I say? Kefka? No, not Kefka.
Kefka's 6.
Who did I say?
Cypher.
Cypher.
You compared him to Cypher. Here's my argument to that. You only ever fight Sephiroth. Actually, I don't think you even ever fight Sephiroth how you think of him. Like him with a sword?
Yeah.
I don't think you ever fight him like that.
Top of the mountain?
Nah.
I don't know, because that's when I lost my game, so I was like halfway up the mountain before I don't
know.
Sure.
The last boss fight with him, he's like this hideous monster. He's like totally deformed. Maybe you fight him very briefly like that, but yeah, it's not as awesome as you think. At least Cypher is what he's advertised as.
I'm sorry, I'm on Games Radar, and they've listed every Final Fantasy game and why they're the best and why they're the worst.
Oh, I was wondering what your little grin was about over there.
Final Fantasy 8, they say it looks so good over 7.
Oh yeah, it was
the
a
CG
huge.
was huge. The story focused more intensely on character drama and sweeping themes of lost love, resentment, fighting, blah 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 blah. But then it says, why it's the worst Final Fantasy ever, and it goes, whatever Squall, you're a terrible lead who needs to get the hell over himself.
He did get over himself.
Seriously, It's obvious you're leading a pretty comfortable life, but you're still just wasting your time moping constantly.
It's true. But he's deep.
And then it says, all of the party members are equally as obnoxious.
Zell's kind of a piece of shit, I'm going to be honest. He's really quite annoying.
Final Fantasy VIII was a very divisive game.
What did they have for 7?
Oh, let's find out.
Don't fucking do me like that. You animal. You coward. You.
I'm also paraphrasing. I'm not like going through all of it.
That's fine. I just can't help but notice you.
Final Fantasy VII. Everyone's played. This is why it's the best. Everyone's played it. It's revolutionary presentation. The cutting edge visuals, lengthy, gorgeous CG cutscenes, and awe-inspiring summon beasts set the stage for RPGs in the generations to come, and introduced a whole new batch of players to the genre. Yep. So that's more about not it being a good game, but just its influence,
which I feel is a bit skewed. Isn't it?
Well, no, it is pretty true. Like, it was the defining JRPG where the mainstream saw, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. I still think it's a bit,
has some very memorable story scenes. Spoilers: the death of
Eris. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. That's one we don't have to say.
Can we just set now on this podcast? We're going to have a statute of limitations on.
I like that.
On spoilers. Like, if a game is like 10 years old,
less
5,
less maybe 2.
Let's say 5.
I think if you haven't played a game in 2, well, hard.
Let's say 5. Let's say
4.
Okay. If a game is not even exactly, if it's around 4 years old, we're going to just fucking spoil it.
Okay.
We're going to just drop bombs.
Okay.
If you feel like we've wronged you in some way, feel free to post spoilers to _PS.
Why would you do that?
No, please don't do that.
I check.
Hey,
all
and
of
I stick. This is only to games that we haven't played 4 years ago and beyond.
Yeah. Okay. It's not like we play everything.
Why Final Fantasy VII is the worst? It's the Final Fantasy game everyone played and remember, and it's the clear case of nostalgia goggles.
Yep.
The stunning graphical presentation may have wowed us then, but the visuals have succumbed to time more than other Final Fantasy titles.
Yes.
The materia system means characters are practically interchangeable, save for their limit breaks,
Yep.
which you shouldn't expect to use much. The main villain is a long-haired pretty boy and with mommy issues.
Yes.
Oh, what a badass. An ambiguous ending, which 2 characters don't even show up in.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, the ending's really fucking weird in 7. You never finished it, did you?
No, because I fucking lost it. That's why I was just going to speed run through it.
In the spirit of our new spoilers, it just ends. You do the final fight.
Dude.
Yeah, no,
I'm kidding,
it
I'm
just
kidding.
ends and you see something that might be... it comes up and says it's like way later, like 1,000 years later or something, and you see the creatures that Red 13 are. There's 2 of them and they're running along. And then it just fucking fades to black. And you're just like, what the fuck was that? Like, it just... I think that's right. Like, there's no real closure to anything. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's anyway. I don't know objectively. No one can be objective, really. I'd objectively say, just based on influence alone, Final Fantasy VII is the best.
I think its systems probably make
The
it
draw
better.
system, from what I experienced, was a bit shit.
It
It just annoyed me.
That's
Like,
because
I'm a hoarder.
Yeah, you don't know how to play the game.
I was following a guide when I was doing it to get what I needed, and I stayed in that fucking cave for so long trying to draw fire.
You never really need to draw anything. Its crafting system allows you to refine way more magic from items than you'll ever need, and it's just more time effective.
The only reason that it's not that I don't know how to play the game, it's just a poor design.
It wasn't then. Like back then.
It never teaches you this.
Yes, it does.
Until it does. So it
At
really
the start of the game.
Well, no.
Yes.
It teaches you how to draw, so in your head, instantly you're told to draw stuff from
But then it
people.
also teaches you that you get this refine M, I believe it was called, skill, right at the start of the game, and that will have the same effect. So I disagree with you there.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Poor design.
Seems
Draw
revised.
system sucked.
You piece of shit. Now you're just trying to piss me off. Cloud was a whiny baby.
He was. I'll never refute that.
Actually, he was kind of fun, at least. I'll give him that. Like
He
would
actually
joke.
had some.
Yeah.
He had some personality.
Actually, but so Squall did too, because he did the inner monologue. Like you hear his thoughts, which is something I think they did that in 7.
Yeah. All I know is the draw system was the worst.
Oh, here's one. I'll take Triple Triad, the card game from 8, over any of those bullshit mini games in 7. Or
That's
all of
true,
them.
but I'll take Blitzball over all of it.
I think Blitzball's overrated.
Nah, Blitzball could be a game in its own.
Maybe if you could actually like move up and down. You're meant to be swimming, but for some reason you're on a static
Look,
level.
there was limitations at the time.
All right.
This
Well,
is
there was
when-
limitations to 8 as well.
But there was more limitations to 7. I don't know what this is about.
We need to move on. I'm going to punch you in the head.
Well, look, all I know is Final Fantasy VIII sucked. Final Fantasy VII is the best, but we all know that Final Fantasy X is obviously the best in the entire series. Blitzball is by far the best minigame ever made. And I
think honestly I got to take 12 over 10.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just on story and characters alone, I would never agree to that.
I'd prefer 12, but that's because I like tactics. And they're very similar. I believe they're set in the same world.
Tactics... Oh, like Final Fantasy Tactics. Okay.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, the battle system in 12 was fucking dope.
Dopamine.
But those characters were lackluster.
I liked them, except for Vaan and
Van and Pinello sucked. Balthier was good. I don't know.
Balthier was amazing.
It was also
and so was Ash.
the character designs I wasn't the hugest fan of.
I liked Fran's boobies.
Oh, the boobies.
Yeah, I like the boobies. We need to move on.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm
Why
sorry.
do we always talk about Final Fantasy?
I don't know. I think we have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, talking point. I wanted to discuss Ready at Dawn's The Order 1886.
Can we not do that?
I would like to do that.
I wanted to not do that.
You want to talk about the Vita thing? I
Yeah.
think we can do both.
Okay.
I just want to talk about...
Because I was meant to say this before we recorded, but I was hoping we'd just talk about the order when you talked about the platinum.
Yeah, woods and coulds.
Woods and coulds. Let's can this episode. We'll start again.
So the Order got a raw deal. So I played through it yesterday. The story's a little bit predictable. I enjoyed it.
And it's also just such a shitty... Well, not such a shitty ending, but the
was
ending
set up.
was... It just seemed lacking. It was such a lackluster ending to me.
That's beside my point. What happened to this game was that a YouTuber... I meant to write his name down to really just put him on blast.
2 days before it launched.
Yeah, powered through this thing, finished it in 6 hours. Less than.
I think I swear he finished it in 4 hours or 5 hours.
Full disclosure, my roommate bet me that I couldn't platinum the thing in 8 hours. And so I believe I read that there's 3.5 hours of gameplay and 2.5 hours of guided cutscenes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in the end, we didn't do the bet. I did platinum the thing, and I could have done it, Callum, in case you were but, yeah, I just think it's a bit unfair that this game... And I mean, I believed it. I read all the reports, it came up on Kotaku, IGN, they're like, oh, the game's really, really short, guys. It's kind of horseshit, and everyone piled onto it. And to be fair, it was really expensive. But for the production values, it's easily the best looking game I've seen on PS4.
It still is.
It's out of control.
It's stunning.
Yeah,
absolutely stunning.
I think you said, it is just a third-person cover-based shooter, which is fine, and it's a bit standard.
Gameplay is very generic.
But the weapon design is so incredible. That thermite rifle...
That was cool. My problem with it was that you would get these cool weapons, and then you'd play maybe a level and maybe one other level, and then you never see them again.
Yes, that is definitely true.
And that really bugged me. It was such a cool arsenal, and then you felt like you're just stuck with stock rifles for most of it.
And to be fair, there's nothing else. I platinumed the thing.
I believe the YouTuber's name was Play Me Through.
Play Me Through.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I believe so. 15th of February.
Could you imagine those poor dudes over at Ready at Dawn? This guy does that to them. Just the shitstorm that caused. And what it did, because now we'll probably never get a sequel, right?
I think we will.
I really hope we do.
I still think we will. This is what I said earlier. It's perceived value.
Yes.
So you're buying a game, and in your head, your expectation is you're going to get this game for 10 plus hours. Especially
that's what I would have
full
thought.
price AAA, you're expecting 10 hours.
That's what I would have thought.
And that's not what we got.
That's true. I'm trying to think of something comparable, but even
Well, this is why when you mentioned Firewatch...
Well, that's the first thing. Yeah, that comes to mind. That's going to be really interesting.
But they were upfront about it, I guess, is the difference.
Yep.
Though, and it's annoying because when I played The Order, I did not finish it in the 5 hours that he did.
Well, see, I still kind of did, and I was doing
it took me
everything.
maybe 6.5. It wasn't much more, but he speedran it.
It's a hard one to speedrun.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why it took him 5 hours, and usually
Yeah,
speedrunners finish Pokemon in 20 minutes.
You can't skip the cutscenes, which is probably intentional, I might say, just to pad this thing.
It's not padding.
It's not padding because it's great.
Their whole thing from the beginning was we want a cinematic experience,
and it was. It's always in that widescreen shot.
If you make it skippable, people are going to skip it, and that's not what they wanted. They were like, "This is a story-focused game. Focus on the fucking story."
It's such a shame. It's such an awesome original new IP. The Knights of the Round Table.
The world was great.
They've been drinking from the Grail for hundreds of years. It's made them immortal, and they're just it turns out they're almost it's not corrupting them, but they're so set in their ways that they can't change to this new modern steampunk world they're in. It's just so sick. And I love the idea of I was explaining it to, again, my roommate. They do the whole thing where so you've got Arthur's Round Table when Sir Percival, when a knight passes away, they find someone else to become the new Sir Percival.
Yeah.
And like you play as Sir Galahad. And that's just fucking